thatmovieguyUK.
Out in UK cinemas on Friday will be Steven Soderbergh's next film, Unsane. The guy retires so many freaking times, it's really hard to catch up with him. Obviously last year Logan Lucky was such a good, great action comedy, and I purely loved that film. And the fact that he's actually come back now to make a horror film, his first ever horror film, and he's actually shot on an iPhone 7 and just used an app called Filmic to shoot the whole movie. And for me, that's really interesting. It's had very good reviews from Berlin Film Festival and SSXW, South by Southwest. It's done quite well there also. And for me, I do love Steven Soderbergh because he's a filmmaker that always develops and is always trying to find new ways of making cinema. The brief synopsis for Unsane follows the story of Valentini, who's played by Claire Foy. She's a lawyer, and 2 years ago she left her home and relocated 400 plus miles away after a man starts stalking her. She eventually goes on a date with a man on Tinder, and she has basically a paranoid breakdown, and she goes to talk to someone about this issue, and she actually voluntarily puts herself in an insane asylum without noticing. We then unravel a story. Is she sane or is she insane? Insane, get it? Okay, there we go. This review is going to be pretty short because I really want you, the viewer, to go and see this because there's no point spoiling it. Unsane is the edge-on-seat kind of film. You really don't know what's going to happen. You think you know the answer, but you don't know the answer, and Soderbergh keeps you questioning everything throughout until the bitter end of this film. It is really claustrophobic, but the wide-angle lens on this iPhone is really good, and I actually thought that the filming ratio and everything actually works very nicely with it. Just like Sean Baker with Tangerine, you don't need, a black magic camera to make a film. You just need a phone sometimes, and Soderbergh really proves that. Even though it's shot on an iPhone, you really do get the scope of how claustrophobic the rooms can be, and there's just a lot more tension because of the way it's shot. And I'm not just saying this because because people are trying to be different about this. It has actually worked effectively for Soderbergh. I have read a few reviews after leaving my screening that people really detest it because it's like, he's just advertising iPhones. It's like, we can shoot on any phone. I have a bloody Huawei P10, that's my phone. I don't really consider it as much of a horror film. As for the narrative itself, I really like the way it played itself because, like I've mentioned, you do question a lot throughout the whole film, and its process just divulges very nicely towards the ending. As for Claire Foy, she is a tour de force in this film. She is just phenomenal. I find it so convincing how she portrayed a paranoid, nauseated woman. She plays such a strong character at the same time. She's very strong, she's independent at the same time, but if you're in a scenario like that, you are going to question everything that you're witnessing and dealing with. And the same can be said for Juno Temple. I felt like she was like Alien in Spring Breakers, like James Franco. She just had this like weird like braided hair, and she was just purely insane, but at the same time she gave so much character and she gave so much development towards her character, even though she's not really in the film as much. And for an SNL veteran in Jay Farrow to be in this film, he shows his inner SNL workings because he does provide quite a bit of comedy in the film, but at the same time he really brings out his acting chops. An actor that I've not actually come across before is Joshua Leonard. He is actually the main problem, as in the stalker in the film, and he haunts Claire Foy's character quite a bit. He plays obsession very well. And to become an obsessed man with anything, particularly with women sometimes, this sugar-coated facade of thinking that somebody's into you just because they talk to you doesn't mean that they're actually, in love with you. And he just plays crazy stalker so well. And between him and Foy, the scenes between them are very good. It's worth watching purely for that combination of acting. Between the claustrophobia and the panic in this film due to the way it's shot, very close shots of faces, very wide angle lenses just to infiltrate this claustrophobia, and an amazing tour de force performance from Claire Foy and Joshua Leonard. Unsane is a film that should be watched by everyone. Obviously my written review is on my website www.thatmovieguy.co.uk. Will you be checking it out this weekend? Please let me know because I like to talk to people. And also, It's on my letterboxd. So guys, all I can say now is diolch, danke, obrigado, merci beaucoup, arigato, dankeschön, bitteschön, diolch, 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 and all that things. And I'm starting to say this a lot more now, but never change.